Hey, good morning.
Hey, Marcia.
Hey, Boris, before others are joining, I have a ticket open with Pensando for a year now on bringing the card up. There is a ticket number under the lab private repo.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I got an answer from them, which was no. Basically, they tried to help me, but they said it's not enough business. Kind of that's the short summary. So I'll let Laura handle it and ask for support and so on. I'm not.
She already sent an email to VPN.
I saw.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. Yeah.
So I tried. I didn't get anywhere. So I just left
The question that I have for you is, you did a demo POC with them, right? On the networking side. I remember that you recorded with VPN. So
yes.
I was under the impression that you should be very familiar with all the bringer process.
I am. But the thing is, everything that I have it through the NDA. So this is why I didn't insist it further. You know, I ping VPN, I ping their guys, and I'm like, hey, let's do it. And yeah, I got whatever.
Yeah. I see.
So it needs to be interest from their side, basically.
Yeah. Understood.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Laura.
It sounds like you two are deep into conversations already. So yes, I did send mail to Vipin.
No response as usual. We did the same, pinged him also on Slack and everything, no response.
Okay. They're not official members of OPI yet either, so it probably makes sense he's not responding. I think we just need to communicate. There's got to be somebody else at Pensando we can talk to. I'll ask. Or we just say in the TSC meetings that we can't get the Pensando card working and that Pensando is not being responsive.
Yeah, before that, just ping privately Joe White and say, because Joe has good relationship with the Pensando guys. He knows all of them.
Okay. I'll ping him.
So maybe like Joe can individually reach out to somebody different than Vipin, and we'll see if they get. Vipin is a fellow in AMD, so maybe it's beyond his scope at this point.
It could be, and it also could be that he just doesn't want to deal with it. Which I mean, I get people get busy and they get kind of distracted, and obviously this is important to all of us, but everybody's got different levels of what is important, right?
Understood. We just don't want to waste our time and their times. So
right. Of course. I'm going to pull up. I have notes last week that I didn't share outside of my own my own work. So let me pull them up, my own notes, because they were my to-do lists. Let's see. All right. Let me share my notes from last week. And I want to talk through them real quick, and then we'll go into issues. So all the cards, so these were sort of the baseline notes. All of the cards are all sitting on the HPL RL13 or 310. So we're blocked on the Marvell card, and we're waiting until the end of June for a replacement on that. We just discussed this, the Pensando card, and I will, actually, let me duplicate this.
When we say replacement, is because there is a hardware bug, or
yes,
no.
They said
for the firmware?
No.
Okay.
They said both. They need a hardware rework on one of the transistors or something like that, like pull up, pull down resistors or something like that, and the firmware that comes with it. So
so
that's
it's both software and some rework. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and they said because it's very difficult to update the firmware, so they ship out the card with all the updated firmware already, because they don't want us to spend time on this, which is good. Go ahead, Laura, sir.
Yeah. So we're in action item 3. We just discussed action item 2. We talked about 3. I'm just making sure to ping Joe about the Pensando contact. And then I did not get status on the firmware proposal. I asked about it at the TSC last week. Joe wasn't at the TSC last week, so I'm going to go again on Thursday if I have time this week to follow up on this. So I'll follow up again on Thursday. And I'll ping Joe. And then we're waiting for a quote on the Dell with the BF3. And then the other conversation that Paul and I were having offline was with what's the next summit to attend for OPI, and what do we want our POC to be? Recycled?
So on the quote on Dell, like it's been already more than a week. So anybody knows anything?
Yeah, she can send me the code, but again, maybe I don't know how to access it. I'm not able to see the actual code. I see the email, but not the code. So I'll ping on that thread and ask how I can see the code.
Okay. We just want to make sure it's accurate, so we approve it and then we allocate funds and buy it, right?
Okay. So the other thing Paul and I met to talk about what's the next summit that we really want to do for OPI. I think OCP made sense. I don't know if you can see my notes. These were conversations. Some of this is internally for F5 and some of this is externally. I don't care if you guys see it, it's not a big deal. Otherwise I wouldn't be sharing it. But so I think maybe the OCP Global Summit's going to be a good fit for us, but call for presentations is June 21st. Let me do that. Let me go back to that. So call for presentations is June 21st. So if we wanted to actually present at OCP, that would be one conversation. But if we wanted to just make sure that we probably need to figure out if we want to have a booth. Do we want a booth? That's the kind of stuff that we're sort of bouncing around on that.
Yeah, wasn't there an idea also to be part of the demo area, the hands-on area, instead of having the booth in the corner like last time? To have maybe some nick in a server, I don't know, something to show there.
Not sure. I haven't been involved in that conversation, but that doesn't mean.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't mean we can't revisit it. So, sorry, I hate that font. This is the font I like, so I'm going to stick with this. All right. Yeah, so yeah, I think that this is the stuff that we need to hash out. I want to take this conversation to TSC tomorrow. So it looks like I need to follow up on this in the TSC. And I need to follow up on this in the TSC. Also, and then actually this or Joe first. Okay, and then for my proposal, follow up on TSC. So I have 3 TSC action items for the week. This. And this. Okay, let's get into our work.
So on all the demos and all the work and all the issues, what I'm seeing a gap with is Marsha did a lot of this stuff of demoing.
Yeah.
And have scripts or documentation how to do it. What I would really like to do is to actually, because we have our lab now, what I would like to do is to show it at least one demo that Marsha, or a couple of those that Marsha feels most comfortable with. I want to just automate. So with one click button, we can just spin up all the necessary applications, run the test with traffic generator, either with Intel or Bluefield or whatever we want, and just have it working end to end. So every time a new firmware, for example, released by Intel, NVIDIA, and others, we can just repeat the demo, see what's not working, broken, and fix it accordingly, or report back. So that's, for me, it's a big gap right now.
Yeah, and that action item, it's on me. It's just last week I dealt with Arista and migrating the management server and other things. But yes, this is on my action list and I'll do it. I mean, I want to be part of the CI, the demos that I did.
Yeah. Well, which one you feel most comfortable with, like IPsec from NVIDIA or?
IPsec 1 doesn't matter. It can work on Marvel, NVIDIA. I can make it work on all three unaccelerated, and then we can make a subsequent PR to enable also the acceleration.
Excellent. Okay. And then we can take it forward and include more demos as we go for EVPN with FRR and other stuff. That's perfect. I like this plan. Yes.
I'm going to assign Marsha to this. Hi, Rahul. You dropped off and came back.
Yeah, there's some internet issue at my point, so
Oh, I'm sorry to
struggling
hear
with
that.
it,
It's
yeah.
also late for you, isn't it? What time is it there? Like
Yeah.
11:30?
10:45, but yeah.
Oh, it's
manageable.
not that bad. Okay. PM or AM? PM, right?
PM, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot that we're in the time of year that in India, the time zone is only like an hour ahead of us, or like a half hour ahead of
Yeah.
us.
Yep.
Let me see. Why didn't that show up in to do? Oh, it's going to be in all issues. Do you want me to? I'll put this in to do because it hasn't been started. Okay. Okay, let's go through the to-do issues then. That's done. I don't know why I always get a couple of issues that stay in their correct in this queue in the wrong state. So we've already taken care of network design. So creating a reservation system. Do you guys remember what Paul and I wanted to do here?
We were just waiting for BMS.
Waiting for what?
BMS.
Ah.
Bare metal as a service from Canonical. I think that's about that, the reservation. Unless I'm off topic, but I think the reservation system was related to the MES, to the metal as a service from Canonical.
Yeah. Identify high priority use cases. I don't know that we haven't, have we? This is a Paul anyway, so I'd like Paul to be here if we're going to talk about it. This is also Paul. Create document to add SSH key to the GitHub runner. Marsha, this is you.
We done that.
It's done. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, right. It's in done status. Sorry, my window is blocking that. Okay. Configure big IP as a router. That's also Paul. Merge duplicated IP definitions in many places. Test that.
Still into the.
Okay. Just so that we don't have to jump ahead to it, where are we at with the manual instructions for the card bring up for Pensando? Oh, that's right. We can't get through this because
Exactly.
we're waiting for them. Okay, yep. We're waiting on the new Marvell card. We know that. Get a quote for the BF3 on Dell. We just talked about that. The IPsec demo on BF3 is into due. You probably haven't started on that, or the EVPN, and we just talked about automating it, and then automating the IPsec demo itself. We just discussed.
Yes.
Okay. Issues in.
You see, we're efficient.
What?
We're very efficient.
Yeah, we're a good team. Go us. All right. We started talking about this because we need to review it in TSC tomorrow. How are we looking out on the Ansible playbook for lifecycle management?
It's still in progress. It's all good.
Okay. Instructions for card bring up. These are all still in progress, correct? None of these are done. We know that the Pensando one isn't done, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And then the Ansible playbook for lab automation, also still in progress.
Yep.
We
just, Mersha, last week were able to upgrade our Arista switches. So our Ansible playbook for lab automation also starts to monitor Arista in a better way. So maybe we need to put a monitoring issue somewhere here so we can track it.
What do you want the
Monitor.
issue to be?
Monitor all lab resources in Grafana. So it's in progress state.
Okay.
And then I can put more details on this as we go.
I will create
Yeah, on a
this.
different topic, was there any update from Paul regarding the VPN certificate? Because it's, at least for me, it's a struggle to connect because that the browser login does not work properly for me.
Ah, we fixed that, Rahul. We did
Okay.
we fixed the certificates, and now through the F5 application from the Microsoft Store or whatever you're using, all the
Okay, let me
instructions
try
on the
that.
lab repo, so it should be working now. I'll
Okay,
be able
cool.
to connect.
Okay, let me try again then. Thank you.
Okay. This is closed. I mean, this is in progress. So there we go.
Yes.
And this I'm talking about at the TSC tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, we never talked, Laura, about the secure zero-touch provisioning in this group, or at least for a while. So a couple of weeks ago, I brought up the secure zero-touch provisioning infrastructure in our lab.
Mm-hmm.
So we can now start to demo it as well, how we do SZTP. So if Rahul or somebody from Marvell or somebody else from Intel as well wants to join, and we want to do a joint demo and showcase it, so we can.
Yeah,
Okay.
but so I mean, but the OPI agent is not using the vouchers and the owner certificate, right? Is what I can recall. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So the OPI agent is using pre-generated private keys and public key certificates with a trusted authority, doing mutual TLS authentication. So
Okay,
the
so it's
ownership voucher is not done yet, but the onboarding itself is all done.
got it. So it's a trusted bootstrap server case basically. So
It
no.
is a trusted, mutual authenticated, secure. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I think at Marvel we have untrusted flow of POC, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to get that code to OPI. So let me work on that.
It's in the same language. It's in Go,
Uh,
or you did something different.
I think the agent is in Python. So let me check back. It was a long
So
long ago. Yeah.
yeah. So if it's Python, we need to figure out the strategy. The strategy
Correct, yeah.
could be either we publish PySZTP and Go SZTP to agents, and then people can pick up and choose what they're using, or we abandon your Python POC implementation and move you to contribute to the official OPI Go-based client, which is, I guess, more preferred way because all hands on deck and everybody work on the same code base. I think it's better. So let's, I don't know how, but let's figure out who we need to pull in from Marvell to make those decisions, because I do want to converge to something.
Yeah. Let me work on that. I'll get back to you. How to take a decision in this. Yeah, I'm also struggling with it. Yeah.
I talked to Chetan a couple of months ago, but I'm not sure if it's still the same structure. Chetan is responsible, not responsible. So we need to just make sure we understand what Marvell is up to. And I want to bring Intel as well. So Aga was also watching what the work that we are doing. So I do want to demo the same on the Intel Mount Evans card running on IMC, the Go agent, and trying to onboard them using the SZT.
Sure. I'll work on it. Yeah.
So Laura, maybe let's create two issues, one for secure zero-touch provisioning for Marvell cards, one secure zero-touch provisioning for Intel Mount Evans cards. And then a third one on the Bluefield cards. Currently, I did all the POC on Bluefield. So we can have three issues and track them.
So SZTP is right now working on the Bluefield card. Yes.
Okay, cool. With new additions from last week of mutual authentication on web servers as well, with all certificates. So now it's looking much better now.
Am I assigning this
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah.
Am I
You
sending?
can, yeah, you can assign to me, and
And
Marvel
yeah,
one
me
you
as
can
well.
assign to Rahul. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. It
Oh,
can
this
assign
goes
to me.
through home. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and on the BIOS attributes configuration front also, I have that particular attribute for power on. I just need to write an Ansible task to push that. So maybe I'll do this early next week. Yeah, just got occupied.
And Mersha,
Okay.
can you help us out with that? So you remember the manual
Yes.
steps? You remember the manual steps you did to enable BIOS configuration for always on?
Yes.
So Rahul has this implemented in Ansible automation using Redfish. So once we do that, please, if you can take a couple of minutes, review that and see if we
Sure.
run it and it's configuring the proper setting in the BIOS. I think that would
Yeah.
be
Send me a note when it's ready for
Sure.
review, and I'll do it.
excellent. Perfect.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
I'll do that. Yeah.
And while Laura, you're filling the issues out, I just wanted to update. We opened already 2 mentorship programs to Linux Foundation. One is for open telemetry monitoring of DPU and APU cards, and one for secure zero-touch provisioning. And I'm working with Sridhar to open a third one for Ansible automation as well. So we can have interns through mentorship program helping us building
Nice.
this.
Nice.
Oh, great.
Yep.
So what's the timeline? When are they starting?
July.
Okay, great. Okay.
July through December. Yeah.
Do you have,
So
you have
obviously I need,
people slotted for it?
yeah, a lot of people, go ahead. A lot of people applied already. So we just need to sift through the process and see who we select.
Mhm.
But a lot of people already applied and pinging me privately on Slack
Very
and Sridhar. That's
Very
cool.
cool.
I do need help from this group to kind of help like running this, right? So if answer questions,
You want help with the interviews, or what do you want help with?
both interviews and after we selected, just mentorship and answering questions and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll try to take out more time trying, but yeah, just keep getting stuck into something or the other. But yeah, that I can yeah. Great.
thanks.
Do you guys want me to add a Pensando card?
Yeah, for sure. Why not?
Basically, donate one, or what's
No,
when
to
you
open
say
an
add?
issue. Open an issue
Oh,
for secure
I
zero
see.
touch provision from person.
I see.
Sorry, that was he's like, yeah, donate one that actually works.
Sorry,
please."
I heard add the card, and I'm like, how are we adding the card?
We haven't been able to add it yet, so how are we gonna suddenly be able to magically add it?
Marsha, I will try, like, because we're stuck with Pensando, I will try to disable the secure boot on the Dell server. And then we were able to use the Mtune and then log into the card. And then we can change the firmware from enterprise to cloud. And then all the interfaces will appear. So I'll try. No?
Call me, okay? Call me. I'm not in a recording call. Call me, yeah.
Okay.
Let's sync up, I don't know, in an hour or so. I'll ping you when I'm done with my meetings.
Okay.
I
We should just start a company
Maybe
We
we
work
should.
together really well.
Maybe we should.
All right.
Merchant Boris Co.
Yes.
You call it Morisco. Or Mauritius. All right. Hi, Paul. How's it
We
going?
call it F6 because it's better than F5.
She called F9.
Hmm.
Hi, Paul. How you doing?
I am doing well, and you all?
I think we're pretty good. We're really kind of through everything. I think we have a couple of things for you, but nothing super heavy. I'll give you sort of an overview. We were talking about the TSC tomorrow. I've got
Yeah.
some stuff to bring into that, which is one that I need to talk to Joe White about this offline, one that we're blocked on the Pensando card, and we need somebody to help us because we haven't heard back from Vipin. And then we need status on the firmware proposal. I'll bring it up again at the TSC tomorrow. And then what do we want to do for our next summit? We talked about what we want our POC to maybe be. We haven't decided, but what do we want our POC to be? Do we want to recycle it? I communicated that call for presentations is June 21st, which is actually less than 2 weeks. And do we want a booth, and do we want to become part of a demo area? So if we want to go to the OCP Global Summit.
Hmm. So the other option that we've heard is that ARM is going to be a platinum sponsor, have a big booth, and they're almost offering, they're still checking, but possibly ARM offering again for us to stand in their booth at one of their little demo stations and do a demo. I don't think we want a booth because it's $50K to get a booth, even just a little table.
Yeah.
Sridhar seemed to think there was an open source exemption to that, but I can't find it in their prospectus. We are talking about doing 2 different presentations at least. Submitting for 2 of them. So just an overview, kind of what we did at one summit. And then Alad proposed doing a session on the DPU IPU as the next generation accelerator for the data center or something like that. And I've been separately working with Dell and Intel and Red Hat on the possibility of presenting at OCP a Nginx, Dell server, Intel IPU, Red Hat OpenShift microshift demo.
Can we have that in our lab first before we actually present this stuff on the summits, Paul? Is it possible?
It is possible. So
Because I don't feel comfortable presenting, to the wide audience something that we never saw actually working. So maybe, Laura, we can track it as a separate issue to do the Nginx demo on Dell server with Intel Mount Evans card.
Okay.
That sounds great. I'm just will feel more comfortable if we actually see it up and running and
So
document the steps.
Demo of Nginx on Dell server with Ben Evans running.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and Boris, that may. So part of the things that we were talking about today is how do we get these cards? How do we get the Intel card to a space where we can load microshift on it and then Nginx? And we talked about using Ansible to get the Redfish client on the card that is needed in the IMC in order to use that Redfish commands to load the ISO onto the card itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so all of that is possible, but I think we're missing a few pieces from Intel and Red Hat to make that happen yet.
So even if you don't have a Redfish commands, it's totally fine because all of my Ansible automation currently doing SSH into IMC. So we just can run the simple scripts for now and then replace it with Redfish when it's possible. So I
Okay.
think that's a good plan, just to do the automation right now using simple SSH in Ansible, and then
Perfect.
make sense.
Is there, I was looking and I didn't see, let's see if I can find it again.
OPI project /lab Ansible.
Ansible, and then the setup YAML. I see that you've got OTel being configured on the MEV. And I see that, let's see here, you've got
On the
Docker.
IMC. Yeah. This
You
is
got
on
Docker.
the IMC. This is on the ACC, and on IMC configuring the proxy server, the forward proxy and the port forwarding in order to stream metrics from the IMC. So we have access to both of ICC and IMC.
I'm sorry, I did not scroll down far enough to see. So past line 184, it looks like you've got,
yeah, all the firmware updates, all of that is ready for the Intel cards. Yep.
oh,
So we have
perfect.
access to both. Yep. All of that is done.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely we should use the same playbook, enhance it with installation of Open or CoreOS or whatever OpenShift is using, Micro, and Nginx is a Docker container, obviously. So yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just looking, does one of these, actually install an ISO on the ACC?
Yes, yes. There are two parts in a firmware update. One is IMC update and one is ACC update. So there are two tools that we are running, one for IMC image and one for ACC image.
Right, that's getting the firmware on there. I'm talking about once you've got the firmware installing, instead of, I think it comes with Rocky 9.2 right now.
Exactly, yeah.
Installing RHEL, is that?
Install RHEL is the next step that we need to do. I just need instructions, like manual instructions, how to do it, and then I can code it inside Ansible.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's
once
what
somebody,
we're working on next.
I'm just not sure who you're working with. So if you can get me in touch or create a one-off meeting or a Slack channel or whatever on how to do it, people can show me once how they do it manually. We can document the instruction. I can write the playbook in the same setup YAML to actually do it all programmatically. No problem.
Perfect. Yeah, you've worked with Swati, I believe, Metal in the past?
Yes, yes,
So I'm working with
yes,
Swati
from Intel. Yeah.
And I'm working with Corey and, well,
from
I'm
Red
working
Hat.
with, from Red Hat.
So let's create either a Slack or email thread or whatever, which is separate, just between us. So they can show me what to do. I can code it in the playbook. They can review it, and we're done with this.
Okay.
I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's pretty simple once we make sure that they've got the right steps to get it done.
Exactly. Once I have the Ansible already up and running and working for all the servers, and we figured out all the little quirks.
Perfect.
Do you need something added to the list? Are you guys good?
I don't think so. I just am right now starting an email so I don't forget to do it.
Distract you, sorry, Paul.
Yeah, this could be great, Paul. I'm really excited about this, right? This is good.
Yeah, it's a hot off the presses. We're trying to merge two different. So at Red Hat Summit, Red Hat and Intel showed running microshift on the IPU.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, we've shown at Dell Tech World, we showed how to run Nginx on Rocky on the IPU, securing securing a workload that runs on the host. And we've got the correct, OBS rule set for the IPU and all that good stuff. And we're figuring out how to take the next step and automate it, and put the two sorts of demos together. So
first of all, the demo that you already did on DTW, if you can share the manual steps and all the OBS rules, I can code it right now, no problem. And then we have the Rocky Linux and Nginx and OBS and all of that up and running, and we can show all the flow working. And then we can work with Red Hat and Intel to install the different operating system and then repeat the demo. So I feel very comfortable with just repeating what you did on DTW and automate all of this in Ansible right now. So if you can just share the steps that you have, I can code it, no problem.
that is one of my next steps this week, is to actually document those rather than just typing in history and going back to figure out what I did. So
Excellent.
right now it's all just in my,
Great.
it's all just the history on the SSH sessions.
Okay.
So I've got to
So-
document that yet.
So Laura, maybe we can open an issue on Paul to document the manual steps, and we can use the markdown page on the lab, for example, to do that, no problem. And then you can put another issue on me to take these manual steps and automate them in Ansible. So we can have two action items, one on me, one on Paul, and we can track them next week to see how the progress goes.
Perfect.
Document manual steps to bring up which card?
Mount Evans still, but with Rocky Linux and Nginx, which is separate from what we talked in previously with Red Hat. Yeah. And
So
then
it's
I can automate it.
Basically our original demo that we did at OCP last year.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I just look forward to be very methodical and document the steps that we're doing on these different presentations and demos.
I actually
And then
have some of
automate.
this information in the background too, that we had a conversation about a long time ago, Paul, so I'll see if I can dig it up. Work steps for bringing.
Okay, so two issues, one on me, one on Paul, on the Rocky Linux and Nginx. Thanks.
Perfect. I will, that is on me to show how I did that. So
I might actually have that information somewhere for you, Paul. Where'd that go? Let's just go, yeah, there we go. Talk about steps, make it Paul. And then automate. All right. Is there anything else that we need to cover today, gentlemen?
That's plenty. I'm very happy that Paul joined.
Yeah, it always makes me happy when Paul joins too. Paul adds a lot of value. We all add a lot of value. We're valuable people.
there we go. Thank you for making me feel good about myself today.
Yeah, you need that.
Mhm.
That's why you joined, so we can make you feel good about
Exactly. So I could take another action item.
it. You like that though. That keeps you going.
I do. Hey, it keeps me
Keeps you young.
in the lab and not in meetings. So,
And PowerPoints.
and PowerPoints, yes.
Mhm.
It's good. I enjoy that rather than building PowerPoints.
Well, I love tracking action items. It's my favorite thing, so.
I
All
have to
right.
jump. Thank you.
Have a great day, you guys.
Thanks much.
Take care, Rahul. Have a nice evening. Bye, Paul. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.